Every Christ follower is issued a simple and yet profound invitation. It's an invitation to follow. However, this is not an invitation to follow blindly, because His footprints are there for you to see. Welcome to Fraser 365. I'm Chris Montgomery, Senior Pastor of Fraser Church in Montgomery, Alabama. If you dare to accept the challenge to follow Jesus in His steps, you will join a long line of faithful followers who have gone before you, both within Fraser Church and around the world. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to day 20 of In His Steps. Our title today is Giving to Spread the Good News. David Livingstone said, "I will place no value on anything I have or possess except in relation to the kingdom of Christ. If anything I have will advance that kingdom, it shall be given or kept whichever will best promote the glory of Him to whom I owe all my hopes, both for time and eternity." Our text is in Philippians chapter 4, verses 15 through 18. "And you, Philippians, yourselves know that in the beginning of the gospel, when I left Macedonia, no church entered into partnership with me in giving and receiving, except you only. Even in Thessalonica, you sent me help for my needs once and again. Not that I seek the gift, but I seek the fruit that increases to your credit. I have received full payment and more. I am well supplied, having received from Epaphroditus the gifts you sent, a fragrant offering, a sacrifice acceptable and pleasing to God." What could someone give that would be more important than spreading the good news about Jesus Christ? Since sharing Jesus is of utmost importance, nothing is more significant than supporting the church and those who spread the gospel. At the end of his letter to the church at Philippi, Paul expressed his gratitude for their partnership, which enabled him to share Jesus. Paul used the Greek word koinonia for partnership. Koinonia is derived from the word koinos, which means common or shared. The verb primarily means to share or participate in something with others. It conveys the idea of having a common part or fellowship in an activity, experience, or possession. In the New Testament, it often refers to the sharing of spiritual blessings, sufferings, or material goods among believers. It emphasizes the communal and participatory nature of the Christian faith. When you share a common love for Jesus, you want to give to those who can share the love of Christ with the world. Paul specifically states that of all the churches he had planted and helped, only one, the church at Philippi, had given monetarily to help him spread the good news. It's sad to note that many people who have had Christ shared with them fail to give so that others can have the same opportunity. Stephen Lawson describes this relationship between Paul and the church of Philippi. This ministry partnership between the Philippians and Paul has been a long-term relationship over many years. He writes, "You yourselves also know, Philippians, that at the first preaching of the gospel after I left Macedonia, no church shared with me in the matter of giving and receiving but you alone." The Philippians had established an ongoing partnership with him beyond that which any church had known. No church had stood with him for as long as they had. Paul had first preached the gospel in Philippi a decade earlier, and as he then departed for Macedonia, this church remained his ministry partner for a period of 10 years. Only the Philippian church had consistently given Paul the financial support he needed to continue his itinerant preaching ministry. As soon as he left Philippi after planting the church there, they immediately began giving financially to meet his needs. May the believers of Philippi provide us with footprints to follow in the area of giving so that others can hear about Jesus. In addition, let their example encourage you that nothing is more important than people receiving the good news of Christ. Here's some things to think about today. What example concerning the priority and consistency of giving do the believers at Philippi provide? How grateful is Paul for their support? How thankful would you be for the others giving if you were in Paul's situation? What ways can you give in addition to money to spread the gospel? Be blessed today.